Hello and welcome to Wednesday's workout. We've got a two-parter. First one is going to be our strength accessory piece. So it'll be a minute of each station and then we'll flow through that for 3 rounds. Don't worry, we're going to get into that a little bit more. And then our second part is a 15-minute AMRAP. Similar vibes to the open. We've got handstands, we've got double unders. You know what it is. All right, so let's get warmed up. First movement is going to be jumping jacks for 20 reps. So on the spot, it's hopping out and wide, 20 reps there, something to get the heart rate up a little bit. You can also do mountain climbers, depending on what space you've got. Movement 2, find your foam roller, find your bag, anything you want that's just going to get you moving, or a really light dumbbell or kettlebell. Nothing too heavy. Okay, foam roller works fine. Touch the floor, clean it, press it. Go a little bit slow as you go through these movements. Kind of slow motion, think about what you're doing, and just get the body moving. That's all it's for. 10 there, and then you're going to come down to the floor, 4 shoulder taps in the plank, 1, 1, and then you're going to go for toe taps for 4, 1, 1. All right. Once you finish that, once you do that for 3 rounds, should be nice and warm, and then we're going to get into our strength piece. So like I said, handstand shoulder taps. For these, find yourself a little bit of wall space. You probably know what you're doing if you did the open. Anywhere you can go into handstand position. You can walk yourself upside down, or you can kick up to handstands. And then from there, you're going to go to your shoulder taps. I'll sort of show you what I mean as best I can in this little spot. It's not the most room. Hopefully you've got a little bit more space. So I'll be on the wall, probably a flat one. Walk myself back, wherever feels comfortable. Tap, tap. Okay, that's your shoulder tap. Quite a hard one to do. Just quite a difficult movement anyway. So the way we can scale that is you can put your feet on the sofa or a box or table, anything that's going to take your weight, or you can just walk into pike position. So from here, I'm going to just try and get as much of my weight onto my hands and just tap from here. If I want to make it a little bit harder, I'll pop my feet up on a table, a chair, a sofa, anything that's going to support my weight. You've got a minute of those, quite a lot for a minute. So if you want to just set yourself a goal and just work for 10 reps, 20 reps, and break, that's absolutely fine. You don't have to stay upside down for the full minute. That would be quite difficult. But yeah, I'll kind of leave that to you a little bit. 20-second break. Then you're going to move on to your second movement. So you're going to need a little bit of weight. We've got curl to press. So this is our whole body strength piece. If you've got a barbell, you can use 2 hands. If you've got a kettlebell or a dumbbell and it's the right weight, you can do this as a single arm. So 2 arm will look like this. Curl it, press it. Point to the note on the curl is trying to keep your elbows pinned in as you bring it up. Try not to swing it up out, okay? So we're gonna curl, press, or you can do single arm, 30 seconds on each side, depending on what weight you've got. Okay, third movement we've got here is we're gonna do bent over rows. So from this position, it's probably a similar weight. Chest is up, and then we're gonna pull it into the hips, straighten arms, okay? Back is flat here. What we don't wanna be doing is kind of round in the back and being here, or just standing up too much for our row. We want to try and stay folded over as much as possible, and we're rowing it in. Again, it's a minute of each station. So, featuring Jezza, a minute of each station. So bear that in mind. You might need to break these up a little bit. You might give yourself a goal of 20 reps, 30 reps, something like that. Each time you finish a movement, it's a 20-second break. Once we've done a full round, so all 3 movements, 60 seconds rest. Pretty straightforward, 3 times 3. Then you've got your 15-minute AMRAP, okay? So for our AMRAP, 5 handstand push-ups. For the handstand push-up scale, you can do this as a pike, similar how we did in that warm-up drill. Instead of a shoulder tap, from here, you can go for a head towards the floor, all right? If that's a little bit too difficult, you can always go for a push-up or knee push-up, absolutely fine. If you want to kick up to a handstand and you're confident with that, you can go for 5 handstand push-ups against the wall. That's absolutely fine, okay? Second movement we've got is our plank walks. So from here, you're gonna come down into this plank position. Try not to roll your hips. You go down onto the forearms, you bring yourself back up. That's 1 rep, okay? We've got 10 to do. We don't wanna be rocking around too much. We wanna try and keep our hips level as best as possible. Our third and final movement in that AMRAP is gonna be your double unders. So what we've got on double unders, 30 reps. If you can't double, you can do skips for 30, 40, you can do single skips, that's absolutely fine. Alternatively, if you don't have a rope or you don't want to upset the neighbours, you can go for mountain climbers for 30 reps, or you can go for a hop variation, either jumping on a book, jumping on a plate, depending on what you've got, what you can do where you are. So it's a 15-minute AMRAP, 5 push-ups or handstand push-ups, 10 plank to press, 30 on the double unders or skipping variation. 15 minutes, all right? So pace yourself accordingly. Don't be afraid to have a little rest in between. You're gonna get a lot of rounds on these, but try and keep an eye on how long 1 or 2 rounds takes, and then give yourself a bit of time and work it out in your head how many rounds you're gonna be doing across the 15 minutes. Hope that all makes sense. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you Wednesday. If you're joining me for any of the morning classes, see you there.